I am Flameborn. I'm not entirely sure what that means yet, but it does sound pretty cool. Still, that's not the only mystery. What's my name and why is it plate? Why does this patchwork glider make drifting down a mountain feel so maddeningly majestic? Who's this guy and why is he so big? And for some reason, I am now responsible for making sure everyone has a bed. Go to bed! All while I only have 50 days to figure it out. Thankfully, someone thought this was a good idea. Yes, big thanks to Enshrouded for sponsoring this video. Enshrouded is heading toward its full release later this fall, and Update 8 just dropped with a bunch of new changes, and it's a juicy one. With a fully reworked skill tree and a full reset of your points, you now have easier access to the skills you actually want without spending as many points. Combat's been overhauled too, with heavy attacks and special abilities that make fights a lot more dynamic. And with the new base sharing system, it's easier than ever to share your builds. One community built the entire part of Rivendell for goodness sake. Seeing that was a bit of a bombshell. This took me an entire week. Honestly, it's like the entire dev team is just one big juice machine at this point. And if you're Enshrouded curious, there's a link below. Anyway, I played 50 days of Enshrouded. The story begins with a lonesome wanderer offering a flask of elixir to the people of Embervale. Once concealed by the ancients, this tasty concoction was now set free, corrupting the people with a compulsion for more. But humanity dug too greedily and too deep, awakening a ruinous shroud seeking only to spread and devour. One decree later, the ancients and humanity forged together the Flameborn, and I am apparently one of them. Stick a fork in me. I am done. Awakening from a long roast in one of my favorite cauldrons, I double-checked my motor functions. Turns out I might be part amphibian. Hey, anyone in there? Wake up! Time to put on a little makeup. Alone and freshly cooked, I got my bearings and headed through the door. Then, as if things weren't unconventional enough, I communed with a flame. You have slumbered for too long, Flameborn. Apparently, I'd been overcooked. Find a place in the ruined world and construct a flame altar to create shelter from the dark. Blanksteg. Why is it Swedish? Let's do it. Let's claim the world. An absurd affirmation I tend to repeat upon waking. Guided by a pillar, I find a map. Here it is. Ooh. Yeah, this world is huge. A vast world awaits you. On a bench, resting perhaps a bit too long, I find a gentleman who's been enjoying the good book of Balthasar. In trying to avoid his fate, I nearly walked straight off a cliff and ended my Flameborn campaign before it even began. Way up! We don't go there. Where do we go? We go here. Follow the flame. I ran down the path, punched a table, and collected a couple of bandages, which apparently have a quick use function. And I kicked open this chest for an illuminating torch too. Serendipitous, as I was heading into a dark cave. I even got a bit of extra help from a guiding ember. Loot, what do we have? Explosive powder ball. Hell yeah. Explosives are always a good time. Bam! We got ourselves a new chest. I opened it to find a common ring, and just nearby, I found another life-siphoning note. Rather mead in my cup for my cup filled with rum. This cadaverous gentleman clearly went on a binger, got himself stuck in a cave-in, and wrote the most vibing tunes imaginable. What a legend. Descending the cave, I found a sword, unleashing a powerful strike of cortisol. Take that. Boxes. Oh, loot. Wood logs. Guess we'll start collecting. Before I could go on a collecting spree, I had to brave the menacing shroud. And this spore agitated me, so I slid it open. It didn't seem to do me any good. Hey, buddy. Woo! Hey, what's going on? Accidentally pressing Alt flipped my hotbar to the secondary one and unequipped my weapon. I tend to use Alt to dodge roll in other games, so this caused quite the commotion. As a Flameborn, the flame protects me from the shroud, where a mere mortal would instantly perish. But it was clear I only had a short time before I'd pass out myself. I exit the cave, activate a return beacon, and skip down the mountain as day 2 breaks before me. A red sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night. I collected the first bush berries I could see and shoved them down, giving me a bit of health regeneration. And by picking plant fiber, I unlocked a new string recipe. I mean, I'm drawn to the light, but I'm also drawn to the ruins. But the light. Oh, but the ruins, the light. It pulls me in. The ruins. I need to discover the ruins. Like a fly, I swarm to the seductive light. I hereby proclaim these plains of plate. This base has been claimed. What do I do? I mean, I was told to claim a spot for my base. Navigating the crafting menu, I make a flame altar, and judging by the achievement, I was on the right path. I put it down, and once again communed with the flame. There were other survivors out there snoozing away daylight, apparently, so it directed me to find one of them. That's when I noticed a commotion a stone's throw away from my base. A wolf was trying to nibble on this goat, but as this hunting ground was now claimed, I didn't take kindly to that sort of behavior.
We got dinner tonight, boys?
Wolf meat is a tasty treat. I hacked away this tree stump for nothing, picked a handful of plant fiber, twigs, and a rock too.
I can pick up pretty much everything. Oh, a goat. Let's hunt. Let's hunt. Look at me. I'm a bush lurker, waiting for game to arrive. Oh no, I broke my bush.
Swing and a miss.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You take the first round, go. Oh, you brought me to your family. Either you're stupid or you don't like them.
I don't presume to know the ways of the goat, but he clearly didn't value his family that much. I found a bridge over a ravine, which reminded me of the movie The Gorge, though there was no one on the other side and I couldn't get across without a grapple hook. Checking the map, my target was north-northwest, and there was seemingly a road alongside the mountain. I then found a goat dead by someone else's hand. Its hide unlocked a water pouch recipe. So I hopped into the crafting menu and spun up 6 rolls of string, enough for a couple of bandages and a water pouch. I also cobbled together a crude replacement club for my old rusty sword.
Thus it begins. Thus it does.
And a bow and wooden arrows too. For obvious reasons, I let the wand of Voldemort be for now. It was dark, so I headed home and put down a workbench.
It's a modest setup in the beginning.
I didn't want to spend all night communing with the workbench, so I headed out, snatching a cloud of fireflies on the way. I relied on my heavy attack and well-timed dodge rolls to fight the fallen foes. It was surprisingly effective, and I attempted to decline the next fight via sign language.
I'm gonna decline.
Sadly, he did not honor this gesture, so he had to die. These kind of enemies seem to drop shroud spores and runes that I can use for various upgrades. Then, by the grace of the golden hour, I picked up a midnight lily plant, another rock, a penny bun, and assaulted a lonely leafy lurker.
Get wrecked.
Going around in circles, I found myself back at camp, and possibly the coolest item in the game. I just need to go down into the shroud and gather wood, supposedly of the shroud variety. So I steered myself in the direction of my next quest too.
Maybe I can go down here. Let's try it out. Going into the gorge. Alright, Enshrouded.
It was eerily tenebrous down here, and teeming with bugs.
Ooh! Oh, bugs! I hate bugs.
But I love the odd torn cloth.
The hourglass capsules replenishes your remaining time in the shroud. It consumes upon us, and consumes upon use.
Yeah, I got a little distracted by the guy trying to murder me, but these hourglasses were a great way to extend your time in the shroud without having to resurface.
Okay, so let's use it. I love the colors. I'm just drawn to the colors.
I am easily pleased by a bit of blue glowing light. Another sign I might share DNA with a fly. Ascending the path, the shroud seemed to be thinning out.
Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. The bow. The bow. Stay back. Stay back! Oh, well, Lord! Ah! Ah! Bandages!
The bow. My solution for cutting these fools.
Stop blocking. Stop blocking.
You just can't reason with these bozos. I realized running around naked, collecting what looked like giant spores is probably not conducive to great health, and neither was breaking into one of the fallen's houses. So I tucked tail and cheesed it up the mountainside, and one should probably not pop the menu when surrounded by a pack of hungry beetles.
No, 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 no! I've been devoured by a couple of bugs. Let's commute with the flame and respawn.
The shroud now had me a bit scared, not gonna lie, so I avoided the terrifying mist and hugged the mountainside, spotting a settlement in the distance, possibly a peaceful camp.
Am I gonna get fall damage? We'll see. Yeah.
Night approached quickly, and I was eager to meet a new friendly face, so I took the back door.
Hello? Use explosives to forge path. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, they're not friendly. They're not friendly. Not at all.
This fella was level 3 and clearly more adept to combat than myself.
Tough start, I gotta say.
When you die, some of your items are left behind, and there were now multiple corpses of plate scattered around the region I'd have to retrieve, should I want my things back. I went ahead and rested by a campfire first. Resting gives you a stamina buff. Oh, and I also cooked the wolf.
Wolf meat.
Ingesting this delicious meat boosted my max health by 60. Looks like I can have 3 culinary buffs active at the same time. The next day I steered toward the first body of plate. I found another note, this one from Captain Arkwright, the apparent culprit for destroying the bridge over the gorge, though he had his reasons.
Okay, so I guess this is the official way down into the shroud.
Not quite.
This way is the official way into the shroud.
That's better. A decaying gentleman offered up a word of advice.
Stay on the path, lest in the shroud can take you, salvation lies straight ahead. Thank you, dead body. Words to follow.
But it didn't divulge which path.
Stay on the path. It didn't say which path, but I guess any path is the correct path.
Apparently you have to make your own path in life. It's rather vexing. I arrived at one body. This left the one inside the scavenger encampment, and they didn't take kindly to my munching taunts.
Ow! Whoa, level up! Reach level 2! Ouch, though.
That volley almost had me down again. I had picked up a shield somewhere along the way, so I slipped it on and continued my careless mission of retrieving my second body.
That me? Okay, let's ignore my body for now. No. You can't go over the fence. You can't go. Oh, he just jumped over the fence like it was nothing.
These were talented individuals.
Can I sneak? Maybe there's a sneak mechanic. Are those explosives?
The explosives went boom.
I want to grab my body. I'm not gonna leave remains of plate scattered around the region. We're on a stealth mission. Sam Fisher. Yes. Yes. We've done it. We've done it.
All that was left was to leave the camp gracefully.
Ouch. Ouch again. Oh, okay. Let's just run away. I don't want to die again.
To escape certain death, I attempted an elaborate trap.
Oh, you didn't get... Oh, I thought I was going to trap him in his own trap. Obviously, I was mistaken.
So I was back deep in the dreaded Shroud again.
Somehow I need to get outside this gorge and jump to the other side. Maybe I just need to find enough stuff to get the grappling hook.
Maybe you just need to learn how to read. Anyway, unaware of this obvious step, I followed the ridgeline and found a dilapidated fortress. And just ignore the timer slowly ticking down. I'll just fast travel back to base when it's about to hit 0.
Fast travel is not possible while in the Shroud. Oh my... Oh. Okay, I should go back. I'm exposed. I'm elixir crazed, apparently, whatever that means.
I'm always a little crazed, but that is a debuff from drinking an elixir, decreasing my Shroud endurance. I think I drank one to free up some inventory space.
Okay, 1 minute. I don't want to die again.
Luckily, I was on the right path, and as the Shroud subsided, I could gasp a breath of fresh air. I had enough metal scraps and spores, so I fast traveled home and put together the last pieces of string for the grapple hook. I wasn't too far off from acquiring the glider either. While home, I figured I might as well get an axe. And a pickaxe too. I threw in a tiny backpack and got the whole set. And for the cheap price of throwing together string and twigs, I got a tiny chest ×2. That meant we could finally declutter this mess of an inventory. Along the way, I'd also found a ring apparently, so I snapped it on my finger and then tried out my new axe. It worked a lot better than my rusty sword for cutting down trees, and the pickaxe made quite the impact too.
Oh, I can just cut straight through the mountain. Time to try out the grapple hook.
It was an unreasonably sublime feeling of freedom swinging through the air. I climbed down the ladder, balanced over this beam, and swung again.
Up! Oh, you can climb. Cool. Watch out for the traps. Whoa! Okay, watch out for him! Up!
Stupidly enough, he gave up his advantage and came tumbling down. I took care of his bridge buddy too.
Oh, I had no clue he was standing there. No clue at all.
Finally across, I possibly oogled Lord Farquaad's tower from Shrek, looking as insecure as ever.
Looks like he's compensated for something.
I came across another scavenger, rummaging through one of those cinder vessels. I of course snuck up and stabbed him in the back. You probably noticed that their weapons light up just as they are about to attack. That is the game telling you to parry, but I'd yet to connect the dots. Bush lurkery was my kind of thing though.
Oh.
The bush plan failed.
Another failure. I've acquired a new subject, another rat, Igni, hopefully our path to salvation. I cannot accept more setbacks. I will ensure that the cinder vessel holds as if my life depended on it. It may well, Balthasar. Balthasar has acquired another rat friend. He's trying to save us through rats. I think it's widely known that rat DNA and human DNA go hand in hand. He's on the right track. I wonder if he succeeded? I guess not, because I'm standing here, so...
At the top of this ladder, there was a locked chest. No problem, as I assembled a lockpick and claimed its contents.
Success!
Right next to it was another note from you-know-who.
Eureka! Balthasar.
Balthasar had managed to induce a rat into cryosleep and reawakened it, inspiring hope for a successful human trial. And one of his workshops was just around the corner.
Boom, and you're dead.
According to this note, the blacksmith had volunteered as the guinea pig. And I guess there was nothing left to do but to verify the results.
Balthasar, you absolute crazy scientist. Soul discovered, Oswald Anders. Recipe unlocked. Summoning staff.
There's a lot of recipes unlocked by either crafting or finding a specific material. Also, it looked like Anders was stuck in that summoning staff for now.
What's this? When you need to rest, you can fast travel back to your home by opening your map, navigate to the map with I and select your home. Rested, inactive. But when do I need to rest, though?
The obvious answer would be when you're no longer rested. Coincidentally, that would be at this very moment. Back home, I had the brilliant idea of crafting a bed so I could rest. I was just missing a few things. So I went about a midnight foraging spree, and as I discovered a new area, I reached the new height of level 3. I got the crude mattress and placed it by the altar, tucking myself in for, well, the day, I guess. 2 out of 3 boxes checked, but comfort was lacking, so the game politely refused to let me rest. By early morning, I conjured up the staff and summoned Anders, the blacksmith.
Hey! What's going on, mate? At long last I return. I am a humble blacksmith at your service. Let's prepare you for what's to come. Prepare me!
Preparing me is at least a 4-man job. He had a few workbenches, as well as new weapons and armor available. And with enough runes, I could sneak in an item upgrade too.
Took you long enough to find me. Look at you. Weak and puny.
It was hard to accept, but he had a point. Compared to Anders' healthy glow, I looked rather dead. He recommended me to craft some armor, but he also had some demands himself.
I don't want to sleep outside. I get soaking wet every time it rains. Can you please build me a sheltered bed? Maybe I can.
That was a bold request of such a weak and puny survivor, yet it was entirely justified, seeing as it just started raining.
Buddy, just hold on. I'm gonna craft something for you. I'm gonna craft something.
I figured I'd start with shelter, and it was brave of me to think a roof would need a support structure like walls, by the way.
Okay, let's just, how do we... This is not how you're supposed to do this, I guess.
I guess not. With the construction hammer squeezed tight, I realized I didn't have the right building pieces. So I got to collecting wood, and a lot of it.
I also might want to go down into the shroud, right? To get some of that shroud wood for the glider. Hey! Hey! That's my mattress! That's my crude mattress! What are you doing? This is my spot. That's a short and sweet break.
I obviously overlooked the transition into day 7, so day 6 is going to count for 2. Like and subscribe for that extra day. In the morning of hypothetical day 6 number 2, I got a substantial amount of the correct building blocks, perhaps too many, and slapped together a most rigid foundation. I attached some walls to it too.
Starting off simple. Window frame, narrow wall. Door frame. Where do I enter? Maybe over here.
I finished the area with the most unimaginable flat roof ever built in the history of ever and converted the crude mattress to a full-sized wooden bed.
Here you go. Got a bed.
Most of the armor required animal fur, a material I was currently lacking.
I think I'm gonna go out and get some animal fur then. I need animal fur for the glider as well. That's what we'll do when morning comes. Yes.
Morning came and I explored the ruins of Longkeep. But I slayed a rabbit and got a goat too, then decided to take this party down into the Shroud.
Give me your shroud wood. Is this shroud wood? Shroud wood, yeah.
And when in Rome, indulge freely. Heading back, I skinned another goat.
Oh, what a nice house.
I agree. What an eyesore.
You sleeping?
So far he's been nothing but a burden. I got the glider, and I fashioned up a rake too. I then woke up Anders for my first armor pieces, tailoring the fur chest piece, helmet, boots, and gloves to my measurements.
Boom. Boom. Yeah. Uggs have been equipped.
The transformation was complete. This was, in theory, a fear-inducing outfit. I was still missing the trousers though, and I wanted the complete set.
Look at this really cool world. Getting Breath of the Wild feelings.
Those are some good feelings indeed.
Here goes nothing. A leap of faith. Hey! It worked! Oh. We're enshrouded.
I missed my target by about 100 yards.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Trapped, I tried to get out, but only ended up deeper.
This was a bad choice. Okay, follow the path. You know, the dead guy said if I just follow the path, everything is gonna be fine.
Dead guys are famously known for always telling the truth.
Enter the elixir well. What?
As it turned out, the road led me straight to one of our main quests. The dead guy was right.
I'm on the right path. Clear the elixir well. Alright, I can do that.
So I started clearing. At a safe range, of course.
Do I want to go through here? I don't know what happened. Oh, I'm losing time in the shroud.
That spore residue quickly drained a few extra seconds of my shroud timer.
Oh, man.
Cornered, I entered my headless chicken era.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, walked into that one, didn't I? Guess I'll just go back and I'll just fly straight in.
I made a short pit stop on top of this cliff, then dropped down to retrieve my remains. Right after, I located my previous adversary for some sweet revenge. And revenge was achieved. Barely.
Yeah. Take it all. But also take a potion.
I wasn't entirely sure whether I was actually in the elixir well, or what I had to do to clear the shroud.
Do I just destroy those? I think those are emitting the shroud.
As you know, I wanted to clear the well, and those shroud spawning balloons looked suspiciously devious. After a few more mindless encounters with the Fel, I figured I'd also need to clear out all enemies. There's a perfectly good quest log that explains what I need to do, but I'd like to remain stupid, I guess.
Grab some more time. I'm running out of time. I need a time transplant. Here we go.
Found at last, it pointed me straight to the entrance.
Ooh, return beacon. Replenish your time in the shroud. Stand near them to feel the effect. I can feel my powers return. I guess I go down here. Let's not guess anymore.
I guess not. So I trickled down gracefully.
See a red light here. Check it out. Okay.
From this distance, it didn't at all look that menacing. Or big for that matter. But up close.
Oh, that's a boss. That's a boss. That's gotta be a boss.
Conclusion, that's a boss. I'm not going near it.
Ouch, he just pushed me through the floor.
It was a game of cat and mouse.
Oh, where am I going? Where am I supposed to go? You can't go through there. You can go through there. Excellent.
Eventually, there was nothing left to do but attack the beast head on.
Ooh.
But a good volley of explosives worked fine too.
Die.
Victorious, I picked up an achievement.
Ooh, defeat the guardian of the first elixir well. I'm not good. I'm not very good at this game.
I unleashed my insecurities on this red, stinky shroud root, and saw the festering decay vanish before my eyes.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, next time I'll just take the stairs. Much easier.
And safer. It's a good way to stay in shape too. On my way up, I found a legendary bow, and emerging from the well, I could see the shroud having evaporated in the immediate area as well. Job well done.
Behold. A glimmer of strength, Flameborn.
The flame advised me to start spending my hard-earned skill points.
Blank stick.
But I wasn't ready.
I see you managed to clear that elixir well. Keep it up. You might start to become a popular around here. Just between you and I.
I wanted his approval, no doubt. And he wanted me to make the deadly climb up an ancient spire to scout the land. But first, some charcoal. I got the charcoal kiln, placing it just outside. It does exactly what you think it does. Heats wood into charcoal.
Okay, wood logs and Springland's dirt. Seems like I'm gonna need a rake to rake some stuff.
A perfectly good assumption in my book.
What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
The rake did little to fill my bags with dirt, but it had other applications, like creating a mound or a pit. I'm sure it has its uses. My new bow had the same power as the old one, but being legendary, it had huge upside potential with very little downside risk. Same went for my new legendary shield. I'd also picked up a tainted axe, no idea where from, but it sure as hell got equipped, boosting my attack damage to a marvelous 19.
I got nails!
And I got my Springland's dirt using the versatile pickaxe. Everything had required wood up to this point, so I collected like a madman, where a fallen tree stump yielded resin.
Hit the log, dude. Oh my god.
Unfortunately, I've yet to unlock a recipe for glasses. With dirt in my bags, I fired up the kiln, starting the refinement process. Space was also a rare resource. 2 new tiny chests helped with that, and I spent my first skill point unlocking a double jump.
Ba-ba-da-ba. Ember veil can be reclaimed. Collect sparks and offer them to the flame altar to strengthen the flame. Sparks lie scattered around the world in flame sanctums and flame shrines. Okay. Am I being attacked? What did I hear? Oh! Not in my territory. What did you kill? Oh. Well, that's actually kind of helpful. Nice. Thank you.
Nevertheless, I couldn't let that slide.
Boom! Yeah.
The next day, I made it across the gorge again, balanced over the beam, grappled the gap, and performed a sweet double jump. I was heading toward the spire when I was met by a fortified gate, and no amount of magic tricks could tear it down.
But I got my grapple hook. Baby.
I used a bush to my advantage, almost blew myself up trying to disarm an explosive, and found a chest containing an alchemist apprentice's chest piece. It was physically weaker than my fur armor, but I reckon the extra magical protection was worth it.
I know the rough location. If you take up the search, Gareth, I'll split the goods. Deal?
No deal. I'll be sure to hog all that loot to myself should I find it. Behind this bush lay a floating castle in the clouds, and breaking off from the main road, the spire towered before us.
There is a lot of collecting on the way that you can do.
Yes, indeed. I tend to fill my bags before ever arriving at my destination.
One way or another, I cannot enter. When I step on the ornate plane, nothing occurs. What a shame. Yeah, but I'm bone.
Flameborn.
Ooh, a beacon. The beacon's lit. Ember veil calls for aid.
Stepping on the plate, I was deemed worthy. Sorry, Balthazar. I had achieved almost nothing at this point, which apparently made me ancient material.
Ah. Am I still here? Yeah.
The entire spire was a maze to be solved, and I managed to figure out this door puzzle within the hour. In the very next room stood a chest with a massive two-handed sword. It was very powerful.
Wow. Wow.
A swinging grapple later, I found the next ornate plate, teleporting me to a new location. To get across this tasty-looking lava, I climbed a net. And take it from me, changing direction mid-climb is never a good idea.
Maybe we go up here first. Ooh, what the up! Sweet zombie Jesus. All good. Ugh.
A bit more jumping here and there, avoiding a spike trap or two, soaring over lava.
Gosh. Hello! Fucking... climb. Hey på dig. Hello.
I finally reached the top, where the flame was reignited anew. I'm now able to fast travel here.
These ancient spirits open fast travel points all over the world and reveal ancient knowledge of Embervale. Venture forth, child. The land must be reclaimed. While I'm here, I might as well go to the elixir wall, right? But how do I know if I have the level required?
The game does a poor job of explaining this. It seems the light blue Shroud is early game, darker shades are mid-tier, and red is late game. The flight down, however, was unapologetically majestic.
Up! What happened? Where are you? I can't see you. Never mind. Just gonna jump down here anyway.
As promised, it was the stairs this time, and I'd become quite proficient using the bow.
Effective shot.
My apologies. More and more Swedish gibberish seems to escape my meatball pipe. This well was spicier than the last, but with my latest weapon upgrades and ridiculous precision, I cleared it pretty well.
Whoop! Scared the bejesus out of me, man!
I took my time though, as my shroud protection was slowly diminishing.
25 seconds. Go, 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 go. There we go.
Hiding on top of this balcony was a fine golden chest.
Oh, sleek daggeroo.
Those were some fine blades. Let's never use them.
Beam me up, Scotty. I want to leave.
After climbing all the way up, I remembered I could have just fast traveled, seeing as the shroud was pushed back.
Undiscovered ancient vault, flame sanctum. Let's go to that flame sanctum first, of course.
I had no desire to go home, but it was night, and my rested buff was all out of juice.
Okay, I might just... No. Abort.
Homebound anyway.
The ancient vaults contain voices silenced by the shroud, yet some sparks still linger, flickering in the dark. A hunter, once the fiercest in the land, and an alchemist with knowledge of the ages, awaken them, for they will help you along your journey.
That sounded like a lot of work, and I needed a break.
You are hungry. Don't tell me what I am. Oi! Oi! What's up? Oh, we can improve your favorite weapons with some enchantments. I love that. Love that. How to salvage equipment.
I had runes to spare without salvaging anything, and my axe looked suitable for a tasty upgrade.
That's one axe upgraded.
My helmet, chest piece, and gloves received a little love as well. I then grabbed the refined charcoal, which unlocked the explosive powder bomb recipe. My adventures had paid off. I also had enough metal scraps to erect the forge, a majestic device for turning charcoal and scraps into metal sheets.
I'll move this later. I'll probably do like an area over here instead.
A designated work area would do our residents some good.
Might as well just do all. Alright, where do we go? I think we had a quest about acquiring a certain flame.
Sparks and other materials are needed to upgrade the flame altar, which, among other things, increases our protection time in the shroud. So, you know, it's good stuff. Out for another moonlit stroll, I gotta say, exploration is so far this game's best quality. I of course strayed from my path, collecting, exploring, killing. I couldn't even see what I was killing, but it couldn't have felt better.
Repair equipment. Oh, yes, I thought I was repairing his equipment. But why am I repairing a dead guy's equipment? I got my own equipment to worry about.
My good nature is constantly exploited.
Let's check up here first. Hello? Anybody? String, a chest. Beautiful. Mana potions? Why not?
Yes, why not? That's why.
Was that laced with explosives? Nitroglycerin?
I respawned, rested up, cooked some wolf meat, and headed back out.
There it is, my body.
It's a good body, a great body, a fabulous body.
My explosion set off quite the series of events.
There was a lot of loot scattered from my previous eruption. Had I been a bit more inquisitive, this whole ordeal could have been avoided.
The merchant said it's highly volatile. Apparently the explosives should have read this before.
Once again brought down by my functional illiteracy.
Do not mess around in here. I can't afford to fix another hole in the wall.
Luckily I got away with his mindless swipe. Functional illiteracy. Just up the road was another scavenger camp, and I applied a peekaboo mechanic, confusing this bozo. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've added an unfortunate habit to my fighting repertoire, squeezing the parry button at all times.
What kind of camp is this? Oh, scavenger camp with mine shaft. Oh, we can go down into the mines. Let's do that. I can't control myself around secrets. I gotta know.
On this occasion, I practiced due diligence full-heartedly.
Aye, the chest was fine bait, though we had some need of it. I should have considered this before. Does that mean the chest is a trap?
Entirely plausible, but I wanted to check it out anyway, and there it was, supremely resplendent.
Thing is, I'm still super enticed by this splendid chest, but I'm not gonna open it. I'm guessing it's explosives.
I'll keep those limbs intact, thank you very much.
Nice little town here. Filled with wolves. What's this? Corn cob. Don't mind if I do. Hello, you teethy bugger. You're dead.
Stopping by this well finally enabled me to make use of my water pouch, giving me a small stamina buff, and I invited myself to check out this inn, turning my attention to the basement.
Okay, wait. I'm just gonna go through here first. See what I can find.
Yeah, it was scary down there, so I mostly collected a bunch of old books, but I also found a chest, and took a nap too.
Night speed. Oh, it's night.
It's day.
Oh,
The healthy nap had my systems fully operational, and being well rested, I dared the basement as promised. It was just a wolf, guarding a chest with a shepherd's staff.
scavenger camp with mine. Oh, maybe... maybe the chest was fine. I mean, if it's a quest, that must mean the chest is fine, right?
The chest was most likely fine. Just behind the barn lay a field rich in maize plants. They didn't all have corn, though I was happy with the plant fiber too.
Yeah. What a season. Beautiful harvest.
To reach my destination, there was yet another mountain to climb, and I tend to complicate things.
You chicken? Here we go. This is a path up the mountain. Gotta be. Ooh. Path into the mountain. I mean, hell yeah. Birds. Bad omen. Bad omen birds.
Birds are harbingers of death, no doubt. Just outside the entrance was a bookshelf full of books. I stole a library's worth.
It's gonna be locked, right? No, it's open. Oh my god.
I had a bad feeling about this, and judging by the collection of bodies in the pits, the feeling seemed justified. Balthasar had as usual beaten us to it.
It said that these crypts served as banishment grounds for the lowest of Ambervale. I wonder if the cursed inhabitants still walk this earthly plane. Yeah, fuck that. Sorry. I'm not ready. Level 10. I think that's way too high.
I was a measly level 4. At that level, I probably would have died just walking down the stairs.
Let's close these doors and let's never open them again.
So I hugged the mountainside, and by daybreak, I found the hidden chasm.
Here we go.
The door swung open, and I collected the allspark.
I want to go back there and open the chest.
I followed the path, which should have been an easier ascent, and found a small, cozy den guarded by vicious vermin.
Maybe I could rest a little bit. There we go. Comfort, level 2. There are different levels to my comfort?
Of course there is. Everybody knows this.
Oh, I didn't see the little path there. And gather what lies within. Okay, so it's not an explosive chest.
Here goes nothing. Bamboozled by my own doing.
Flame own. Flame level up.
This gave me a variety of increased attributes, most notably an extra minute in the Shroud. It might also have unlocked a new storage solution, a small chest that removes the need to rummage through chests for materials. Apparently it runs on magic.
What do I need? Let's pin that. Shroud spores, I think I have those. Active mausoleum, small chest. Okay, so I need to build this first. The spark of knowledge has erupted within. Ready yourself to unveil the secrets of our past. Find the 2 ancient obelisks of the Springlands to learn the world's fate. A story of rotten fire. Only those who seek the truth shall find it.
I prepared 2 small chests for this very reason, throwing together a few nails and wood logs. Now all I have to do was to get my hands on some of that active mycelium.
That's gotta be in the Shroud.
My functional illiteracy struck again. It clearly stated where I could find it. Being an idiot seldom pays. I figured I might awaken the Huntress next.
Such a cool aesthetic, seeing the Shroud of the Mist just below you, whilst you traverse the mountains. Kinda cool.
Kinda majestic.
Oh my lord. Bees and wolves. My kryptonite.
Flinging the axe around violently killed everything, including the swarm of bees, which was a surprise. I'd missed my off-ramp by quite a bit, so I reset for another jump. And who doesn't like another jump?
Stick the landing. Beautiful landing.
A shaky flight later, I collected a new spark from this flame shrine.
Trolls? Oh my god, they look huge. Oh my god. Did you see me? No, you did not see me, did you?
These trolls were clearly not trolls, and if they weren't so murderous, I probably would have dubbed them cute. But these were savage beasts.
Oh, he's healing him. Need to kill this guy first.
Yet I was the murderer, and my murderous frenzy earned me 2 giant furs.
Okay, they looked a lot more dangerous than they were. This is a giant Ewok.
The Ewok had to die, plain and simple, and that was another massive fur for good measure. I found a body of water in the canyon below, where I misstepped while collecting paper reeds, but a defiant breaststroke later, I was yet again on dry land.
Ooh, a cave opening. Let's check it out. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, an Ewok cave. Throwing rocks, are we?
Savage behavior.
Uncool.
This group of furballs was trickier than the last and filled with bloodlust, chasing me well into the night. Probably because my little water escapade earlier left me soaked and tanked my stamina. I eventually got him down and hit level 5. I of course raided their cave afterwards, rested by their fire, and stole everything they had to offer. Just above the slaughter was the return beacon for the quest, and these lice-infested bears had spread all the way up here. They had even tried to break into the ancient vaults, but seeing as they weren't as athletic as me, they had gotten themselves electrocuted. I opened this door, pushed this button, navigated lianas over lava, and found a slab of meat on a bench.
Love some bench meat. Love me some bench meat.
I found the hunter sleeping in one of our magic cauldrons. I sap her into my summoning staff and voila, that's another survivor down. I stuck around for a bit of treasure hunting, making it all the way to the top of the vault.
Look at this. Epic shield. Another ring. Let's take a look at those.
I also found a secret door at the base of the foundation. A bit more snooping led me to the last 2 buttons, opening another secret room with a wand and another big honking sword. With the hunters aboard, I turned my eyes toward the alchemist. Out gliding, I discovered a new area, Harvest Homestead, and promptly introduced my face to a house gable.
Ouch. What kind of fortress of solitude do we have here? Oh, one of those guys.
This particular guy wasn't like those other guys.
Explosives? Really? Like next level.
He changed it up with a mortar storm. I responded with a charging attack, then pulled off the 2 greatest headshots in history. Alright, even I can admit he was pretty stationary, but I was impressed by my bow's prowess nonetheless. A diversion later, a subsequently failed explosion, a sweet avoiding skip in due course, and I was inside the vault. And there were of course more vault dwellers in here.
How did that miss? How did that miss? How did that miss? How did that hit? How did that hit? How did that miss? Boom. Awaken survivor. Nice.
The rising fighter shield I'd found in the other vault was a nice upgrade, so I equipped that.
Okay, so we're looking for a cave entrance.
Sudden turn of events, I know, but I'd found a note about someone stashing away a tremendous haul of loot nearby. By this point, I'd finally learned to check a quest location. Possibly a one-time occurrence, but I found the entrance pretty quickly.
He walked into his own trap. So it actually did work. Scavenger stash. And rocks.
Nothing excites me more than a good rock.
Whoa. One-handed sword. Legendary. Cutting and fire.
But a good sword gets the good mood going too. However, it couldn't measure up to my tainted axe, so I stashed it away for now.
There's more unique equipment there. Fine, I'm gonna have to check it out. Probably won't have the space.
I was, as usual, shot for space. This became even more apparent when I came across a free haul of bodies. But shiny things pique one's interest. Plus, it was really close by, so...
This might be a path up.
Spoiled by my double jump, I made it all the way to the top, and by happenstance...
Ooh.
I found one of the ancient obelisks. It promised to divulge some of what happened to Embervale. It wasn't so much a story of the past as it was an indirect insult to humanity. Anyway, I collected a set of boots from this skeleton, and the obelisk doubled as a waypoint. Anders was so impressed by my wailing blade that he now offered to craft it, should I need a replacement. He also mentioned something about it being meant for his dead daughter, tragic of course, but the blade had stats and I had priorities. Having amassed quite the haul, I sorted it through and summoned my new survivor friends.
Hi! A miracle, I joined the living once more. I am Balthazar, an alchemist. I craft potions and other fire. Balthazar, good to talk to you, my man. I'm sure you can. You're missing a bed, huh?
Balthazar was just as demanding as Anders, and the huntress was no better. They got a bed each.
Should we go to a couple of flame shrines?
Indeed we should. Day 21 was all about those flame shrines.
Hello, Blackie. Smithy. That was a really terrible nickname for a blacksmith.
There was a flame shrine relatively close to home base, so I started making my way.
Ouch! Ouch.
This was a tiny area engulfed in the shroud, with a tiny shroud basement, harboring a regular-sized chest. Which raised a question, how do I remove this very central, independent cloud of shroud?
Shouldn't there be like a big red root I can kill to remove it then? Or is it just an elixir well?
My only conclusion was that not every shroud area is linked to a root system, or meant to be cleared. A superb glide dive later, I claimed my first spark of the day. Once claimed, these shrines are exhausted, they do not rekindle. So be sure to mark your depleted shrines, Flameborn.
That trumpet is badass. I haven't been here. Awesome.
A second flame shrine joined. Ka-ching! Of course, by a modest 100 meters, I dropped down and began the questionable process of finding my way up the mountain. On my way, I couldn't help but harass the Fel for their precious runes, and I grabbed whatever this thing was.
Cue the music!
I never did reach my intended target, so it was another glorious reset. Switching over to the speed lane for another easy spark. Airborne again with another shrine in my sights, I quickly changed course when I noticed a small temple ruin hiding in the foliage.
Oh, it's a radioactive spider.
These 8-legged freaks were their own independent string factory, spun up and ready to use. But that didn't help their case.
5+ legs, you're on the list.
There's no animal with 5 legs or more that could ever be considered cute. Prove me wrong. Starfish don't count.
Whoa. Hello? Oh, I missed one. This is a big one. This has got to be the biggest one yet. Bone block. Yeah, for that undead feeling over at the base. Did I come from here? I think I did. Loot.
Back topside, I find the perfect little cubby hole for a short but effective nap.
Healthy nap. All naps are healthy in my book.
Post-nap, I ascend to descend. Spark secured.
Build a second flame altar in the outer wilds anywhere you'd like. I can claim just another base?
I'm Flameborn. I can claim whatever I want. There's clearly a cap on how many flame altars I can place, but it felt like a proper Flameborn moment, you know. I hadn't been in the Shroud for a while, so it was overdue for a visit.
Oh, here it is. Active missile. Perfect. Let's grab those. Don't remember what I needed it for. Probably the magic chest. And I needed at least 15 for one. And I want a couple. Oh, look here. If you die. That's perfect.
So I got to gathering, switching to the axe and cutting down these sprouting, glowing spores. I also cut down one of these giant mushroom-looking things. It gave me Shroud liquid. Right nearby was the gem forge Balthazar had mentioned. From a distance, I took out as many fel as possible before dropping down to finish the job. But the alchemist had me bamboozled.
No gems available. Find gems and insert them into fully upgraded weapons. How powerful. Okay, so this was just a bust. What was this? Trampoline? Boing? Boing. Conjure a fel enemy. Use item. Shroud spores.
Whatever could go wrong.
What? Oh! That's a boss, right? That's what I need. I think. One of those guys.
He carried nothing I didn't already have. Still, performing better this time felt staggeringly cheerful. Right up until he reminded me what his massive club was for.
Shroud core and a fel thunderbrute head. Its brain has been... Shh! Yeah. I don't like this tree. I don't even have any room. I just don't like the tree, okay?
Bark offends me. I headed in the direction of the elixir well, collecting and killing as I went, sometimes simultaneously.
I don't have that much time, so I don't think I should waste a lot of time right now. Oh, there we go.
Finding a blind spot is clutch.
Level 6, baby. Oh, level 9.
Ooh, indeed. I was most likely severely underleveled for such a challenge, so I rescheduled and went for another slumbering survivor instead.
When in doubt, hit the road, follow the path, and you'll be home. I'm not going home though, I'm going that way.
This crossroads looked no better than the well.
I don't really understand how I parry sometimes.
To parry, you need a well-timed shield raise at the moment their attack starts to glow. My newly adopted and rather bad habit of constantly blocking was not helping. It also interrupts my own attack combos.
No! No! Idiot! Get your guard up. Plate! Use your shield. Block and parry. Just need to time it better. I don't know. I don't have the timing down.
And stop resting your finger on that damn button, you idiot. Anyway, my travels took me through the withered encampment and toward a rather unusual Deku roadblock.
What the fuck? Blah, 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 blah.
With a double jump, I pulled off an unexpected feat of acrobatics.
Oh, boom.
Then cowered behind a tree trunk and let my grenades do the work. Weak. Charging up, I got hit right in the face while finishing off this aggressive vegetation.
Poison sack. Ah! Ah! What's happening? Ah, get it off! Get it off! What was that?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. Across a canyon, I found the balcony of the ancient vault where supposedly another survivor was in deep slumber, safely tucked away behind locked doors. These vaults are generally giant puzzles.
Oh, I didn't even mean to open that. Hello.
Surprise treasure, my favorite kind of treasure. Carefully avoiding the shooting orbs of lightning, I missed a painfully obvious lever, and I activated a return beacon should any type of fatal accident befall me, which tends to happen.
Hey, why? Oh, shh! Vagina boob. What? Stupid guy gliding on my thing.
This was a prime example of why you shouldn't be out adventuring without being properly rested. You're constantly starved for stamina. I snuck in a quick rest, then swung away successfully, missing the second button. Successfully.
I feel lost. Where am I supposed to go?
Sadly, I wasn't lost. Not really.
Oh, there's one. Yay.
The last button was, naturally, the first one I found.
Okay, so I've obviously missed 2 of the buttons. I'm also allergic to my own stupidity. There we go. That must mean all are open. Yep. Whoop. No.
Having scraped the lava off my shoes, I entered the vault and shook the survivor back to life.
I've traveled quite a bit now, but there's so much left. I mean, the map is actually, it's just huge. It's huge. Hey, Flameborn. Want to learn something new?
I'm always hungry for knowledge, though there was a catch. I first needed to retrieve her lost hand spindle.
When I lay down to rest. Oh, don't wait for me to get back! I'm violently assaulted by a... You said nothing.
That is not team player behavior. Between the wolf and retrieving her spindle, she also wanted me to produce a fishing rod. I then summoned Emily the farmer.
Hey!
And we shared a moment of intense elation.
We've got to try, right? We've got to try! We've got to save humanity. You're doing it, Flameborn. We're doing it.
She gave me the location of the next ancient spire in Revelwood, and the farmer had what you'd expect. Farmable resources, including workbenches. While back, I did the mandatory backpack cleanup and suddenly discovered the move everything command, which included the items on my hotbar, including my tainted axe. It all went so fast, and I was most likely in autopilot mode when I accidentally salvaged it.
Where did my axe go?
It's long gone, buddy. Get fucked. Reviewing the footage, I saw my mistake firsthand and had to accept my stupidity. Don't go full Flameborn on your inventory, people. The whaling blade I found earlier would serve as a substitute, though it was significantly weaker in its current form.
And this magical small chest offers increased storage space for items. The items stored here can be used for crafting purposes from anywhere in the base. That's badass.
I added my most used items to ease the crafting process. I wanted to make a second one, but I was missing a single piece of active mycelium. Naturally.
So there's a difference between active muculum and just muculum. I don't know if I say that right, but you know.
I got a lot of flack for my eye glow pronunciation in my last video. I expect this to be no different. I crafted more metal sheets, and now there was a tab to access materials directly from my magical chests. Very nice.
Look at those Sasquatch boots. I'm not sure those boots are made for walking.
Well, they're not for sitting either. Day 26 carried me in all manner of directions before I finally decided to hunt down the spindle, and I was sorely missing my axe, especially since I neglected to upgrade my sword. Turns out it does more wailing than damage. I then did my Tears of the Kingdom thing.
Oh. Snagged my leg.
I'd also packed a staff.
How about a fireball? Ow. Oh. It's super effective. But I'm also dying.
There wasn't enough time to channel a fireball without leaving myself heavily exposed, so I kited them while hurling explosives their way.
No rats. I'm not gonna die by a rat. I might die by a rat. I have fallen. I have fallen to a set of rats and wolves working together in perfect harmony.
Body retrieved, I simply wasn't doing enough damage anymore, but I had a feeling something else was amiss.
I don't know, I feel like I'm not doing the right combos sometimes. Feels like I need to time it better. Oh, I see. I see what I've been doing wrong. I've been keeping my parry button in. That's why I don't land any combos, because it interrupts my attack. Okay, This will probably help.
Despite my stupidity, I switched to a larger two-handed axe.
The stealth mission. Again, I'm Sam Fisher.
I failed the stealth part, then activated this beacon and attacked this bozo.
Boom. Okay, now we're cooking.
My quest clearly said to explore Westcott, and this is me exploring.
Anybody home? There's nobody living here anymore. Yeah, I don't feel bad about doing this. Just so you know.
I had no idea where to look though, and Westcott was big, much bigger than anticipated. I had to take a nap from the sheer size of it all.
Could also just open it.
I famously have a hard time with doorknobs. Apart from a resplendent chest, I found the catalyst I needed.
Ooh, a note.
This was the big catalyst, pointing us northward to find the Huntress' old camp.
Okay, let's go. Is that north? Northward? Yeah, kinda is. Do we just follow the path? Oh, there's a breakaway path.
Following the trail, I found the Huntress' old camp, and of course, another clue.
Finally, fresh air. Not heavy with the scent of pollen or sweet, sickening decay. My head spins.
So did mine. The spindle had been left on top of a cliff over at Revelwood, and the note signed off with a warning about a two-clawed hunting spider. I figured Revelwood was closed, but boy was I mistaken.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Withered encampment note? Reclaim the wilderness? Oh, it's way up there. Oh, hey, found another cave entrance. Maybe we can walk through the mountain.
Unfortunately not. There had been a cave-in, and no amount of explosives would clear this stubborn rubble. But what's this? A shimmer in the ground?
No way, there's something hidden here. Collect. What is that? Backpack full? I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it.
I felt the compulsive greed begin to fester.
Round sea urchin.
Yeah, that was not what I expected.
I'm a miner now. I can cut my way through the entire mountain if I'd so like. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but the option's there. Look at this path I just made. That's insane that you can do that. It's so cool.
As the cave was a dead end, I sought higher ground.
Tomato. A wild tomato. Tomato, potato.
Feeling frisky, I decided to harass a pack of boars.
Well, let's take care of these fellas as well. Their meat is juicy, tender, and sweet.
They were pretty chill about it all.
I'm eradicating their entire species, and they don't care. Zero survivability. There we go.
Then, zoom, glide, zoom later.
Ooh, it looks like we're entering a new biome, though. There's one of those spires. Reclaim the wilderness? It's probably that quest. I could do that at the same time. So on the same path, might as well do it.
Might as well is a dangerous mantra, and it only applies until I find the next intriguing breadcrumb.
Willow Crush.
Yeah, I've already forgotten about that spire.
Unique equipment, Revelwood.
By the way, before I forget, a provisional scythe had popped into my inventory earlier, so I had switched weapons again, rocking a one-hander and a shield. It felt familiar.
No, okay. Using the lockpick to get myself out of the house.
Unorthodox to say the least, but hey, it worked. I searched every house, handled every enemy.
Oh, he's got a cool hand. Whoa, he's extra fast. This guy's enhanced.
Juicing to gain an advantage like this is low-grade bullshit.
You following me? Get away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
My pleas fell on deaf ears, and he managed to follow me around despite me pulling off amazing feats of athleticism. Yet it was he who was at my mercy.
Well, I'm gonna respawn right next to myself, so.
I most certainly did not.
No, because that was a flame shrine. Oh my god, I forgot. Hooey.
Luckily, it wasn't too far off, and I reached my corpse within a minute and a half. Defeated, I left Willow Crush and continued toward the ancient spire once more.
Some bad shroudage. If I can fly over there, I can just take the path up. I think just the spiraling path. And I'll probably reach the spire. Why did I press down? No! I'm not gonna be able to retrieve that.
This was most likely one of those high-tier Shroud areas, judging by the color and the fact that my timer got instantly incinerated. One or two altar upgrades would probably help us avoid being instantly evaporated. I knew my physical armor had nothing to do with it, but I drooled over potential upgrades nevertheless.
We need to go into the Shroud though.
I didn't need any active mycelium, but seeing as I landed on a hypothetical gold mound, I couldn't help myself.
But that's active mycelium. I also need not so active mycelium.
I figured swinging the pickaxe erratically might tell us something.
Oh, just getting dirt here. You know, a wild guess would be active is not non-active mycelium. Doesn't glow. Oh, that was mycelium. Is it these small spores? I think it is. Oh no, My pickaxe broke.
Mycelium isn't some made-up fantasy material. It's the vegetative part of a mushroom. That information would have made things a lot easier. I quickly zoomed back and forth with an extra pickaxe in the bag and hoarded a bunch of these fantastic spores.
A tiny spot here where I'm not enshrouded. Perfect. Awesome. Oh, there we go. We're all out. Just leave this wretched place. Same way as before. Smithy! Hey, hey, hey! Aerated Banshee. Fell Banshees. Oh, I can craft this one. I can craft that one. Aerated, aerated.
I got the trousers too.
New pants, new boots, new motorcycle.
That mycelium session offered me 2 new chests of the magical variety. And the next material on the discovery list, flint.
Let's just dig and see what we can find. I mean, flints are just a different type of mineral, right? Just another stone. Looking for dirt. I'm a dirt man. Just go down. Maybe I just need... Oh, maybe... Yeah, maybe there's different minerals. Depending on how low I go. I mean, that wouldn't be unheard of.
So I dug. Deep.
How do I get out? I've dug myself quite a hole.
My solution? Additional excavation, of course.
I'm a cave dweller now. This is my new base. This hole has been claimed.
I got out by the ways of a fast travel, but I was still on the hunt for flint when my torch suddenly extinguished.
Oh no! I fell down into my old hole. There's no flint here.
From that moment on, I treated deep, dark holes with the respect they deserved. With plenty of runes to spare, my scythe got a royal upgrade. I threw in a couple for the shield too, and prepared a rod and bait for a fishing adventure.
Hey. You are ready to catch your first fish.
All I had to do was find a body of water, and those had been in short supply so far. A drying rack let me dry both fruit and fur for higher quality items. I then double-checked the required materials for a flame altar upgrade, which also demanded flint.
I think we're gonna spec into the warrior's path. The barbarian seems to be a two-handed wielder and the warrior just one-handed.
As you can probably tell, I was overly attached to my shield, but for too long had I neglected my full potential. I put a point into merciless attack, which meant that after filling an enemy's stun bar, the little white strip under their health, I could unleash an attack dealing 500% damage. A point in constitution increased my maximum health. Then, as promised, I leapt onto the warrior's path and carved out a one-handed specialization. This was a new addition in update 8, letting me generate focus and then trigger a special attack for massive damage.
Alright, where do we go? We were supposed to go towards, well, our body, but also...
For another try at acquiring the hunter's spindle.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Aim for the bushes.
Dealing with this pack of wolves, I noticed my new focus bar, then started moving in the direction of the spindle, until my eye caught the glimmer of a rather lumpy new material.
What's this? Revel Woodstone. Copper ore. Mine every valuable material in Revelwood. Oh.
Everything in this game is practically collectible, so be sure to whip out that pickaxe as often as you can, Flameborn. I found as many return beacons as I did trouble, and seeing as I just performed a remarkable sprint, I was really low on stamina.
What a dodge roll. What a dodge roll man I am. Never mind. Oh, no, butterflies. Help me, butterflies. Use the height.
Height had served me well before.
Let's just run. God damn it! Alright! I'll spawn right in their camp. Beautiful. Yeah! Awesome! Great stuff! We go again!
At dawn of day 34, I enacted my revenge. Every single one had to die, preferably with as much suffering as possible. I also stole their prized Shroud spore. Chipping away at this clay-like material gave me clay. Shocking. And since it was on my way, I swung by Willow Crush, carrying a bit of hubris.
I'm at my limit. I'm at my limit.
Back again, I tried out my new special attack. Boom! As demonstrated, it was very powerful.
Bye. Oh, one hit with the special attack. Kinda cray-cray.
It was totally cray-cray, I agree. A glow leaked through these boards, so I picked at them with my pickaxe and grabbed a ring, rather unsuitable for my newly chosen warrior's path.
That it? Yeah, looks like it. What a waste. What a waste.
That was apparently the unique equipment quest in Willow Crush. It was not worth the effort.
Seems like I need to substantially increase my stamina, somehow.
The wetness didn't exactly help in that regard.
Get wrecked, son.
About to die for the 11th time in 2 minutes, I managed to get away with my life intact by unleashing the special attack.
Level 7. I got some elite runes from that guy.
I navigated the eerie bridge above the red shroud, where I'd left an earlier cadaver of plate. I was about to put down my second altar when I saw the spire of Revelwood rise before me. A nice glide, a riveting teleportation, and I found myself in a maze of doors. Some locked, some open, some harboring hayballs of death.
Whoa!
A bit more attentive than in previous spires, I found 2 buttons almost right away and quickly teleported to the next level, where the amount of buttons doubled.
4. I think I see 1.
A spiky minefield and a short ascent later, I found a massive 2-handed maze. Fortunately, finding all 4 buttons was a quick affair, so I could proceed quickly, and rather carelessly.
Oop. No, you die by...
The game was kind enough to move my remains to a more retrievable area. Shortly after, I reached the top and communed with the flame. I don't know why, but commune with the flame sounds so religious, like Moses chatting it up with a burning bush. Anyway, there was some unique equipment close by, so you can probably guess what I did. That's right, I went home and offloaded my inventory. It was all sorts of mess.
Oh my god. Is he sleeping with open eyes? Psycho.
Day 36 was another flint-looking day.
Oh, would you look at that? Maybe that's copper. Maybe that's flint, actually. Not getting anything. Oh, there we go. Flintstone.
1 miner's hole later, I had 39 flint. I made sure to mark its location on the map should I need more.
Flameborn! I heard troubling rumors. From who? Everybody's dead. There's just us.
Balthasar had his sources. Putting together the grinding stones enabled me to grind charcoal into charcoal powder, or even the bones of my fallen enemies into bone meal, should I want to add another layer of insult to their defeat. It tastes good and it's a great way to stay in shape. I put more of everything into production, and Farmer Emily needed a bed.
There you go, Emily. Your bed awaits.
It was getting crowded, and it would only get worse if we fixed the petting zoo Emily was so enthusiastic about. So I built and placed a seed bed with a bit of goat food at her request.
Bone block. Yeah, if you want that morbid feeling in your base, which I do not. I want life. Let's do some building.
My base was third-rate trash. It was time to set up a proper workshop, and everything starts with a good foundation.
Maybe we could do like a step wall situation.
I'm sure a more proficient builder could pull it off. I'm notoriously all thumbs.
I mean, this doesn't look very good, does it?
It's neither good looking nor functional. I scrapped my intended step wall situation for something more traditional, then battled the lid.
I've got a moat. That's good.
Accidental moats should always be considered a good thing.
Here we go. Now we're talking. Would you look at that? I mean, to everybody who's complaining, I've got no imagination. I wouldn't be surprised if I've got aphantasia, to be honest.
A roof of thatch and walls of stone saw me
proud. I'm proud. Yeah, you like that. You like that, don't you, Blackie? You like that.
After fitting a few torchlights to illuminate the area, the illusion of a fully functioning workshop was complete. I moved the equipment and installed a new animal pillow as well. Now we all needed was a goat.
My little children are sleeping. My little rascals. Tired after a hard day of work. Doing nothing.
They are the epitome of looking busy. While they got to sleep like babies for another 3 to 4 minutes, I had work to do. Going back for the hunter's spindle for a 3rd time, I was once again reminded how unreasonably satisfying it is to glide down from a mountain. I did my best to retrace her steps, picking up beet seedlings and indigo plants for a new recipe each. The same went for raking up this dirt.
Stone and Revelwood dirt. You telling me Revelwood dirt is different from the old regular dirt?
Every dirt connoisseur knows no 2 dirts are the same. Following a broken trail, I saw a new type of Pokemon. It had no interest in my subpar goat food.
Whoa! Big spider! Big spider! Big spider!
The spider was big, no doubt. I remember reading something about a spider in one of the hunter's notes. And this spider was level 15, and huge. Did I mention huge? With peak athleticism and a ridiculous 30-foot horizontal leap.
Think you're tough, Shelob? Think you're tough? You're not tough, you did.
In the end, all she protected was a new spell, Chain Lightning. Pretty sick, but I was expecting more.
Well, would you look at this? Shells of multiple boars. Charcoal. Oh, that's a campfire. Loot. Experience scroll. Spindle? No. Oh my god. Me. I thought this was it. Now I'm just getting wet. Unfortunate turn of events. Very unfortunate.
So I backtracked to the start of the quest location. And, of course...
Oh, and this is it. Probably.
There were multiple clues confirming that I was on the right track, like a big spider web and the fact that
It's a cave.
there were blue glowing mushrooms, and the cave was ridden with poison-spewing spiders. This rocky ledge offered quite the inquisitive little view of the caverns.
There it is. I think I found it.
There was just the tiny detail of a couple hundred spiders standing in my way, some bigger than others.
Oh, Big Mama. Bigger Momo.
Bigger Momo was big, but she wasn't deserving of the word special.
Got the one-hand special, but I'm saving it for someone special.
A couple of U-turns and double jumps later, the spindle was in my possession.
If I jump in there and use my special attack, a lot of people are gonna die. And I'm all here for it.
Jumping into an infestation this big is always a good idea.
Whoa! And now we run away.
The broodlings were snapping at my heels, which wasn't a surprise. I had just killed at least 3 of their mothers.
Whoop! Time for potion. Time for potion. There we go. Go back from whence you came. Jesus. I'm not so sure I should be taking these kind of risks.
As I tried to make my way out of the cave, I dilly-dallied off in the wrong direction and I had to fend off a couple of bats. But I'm glad I did so, because there was a sweet helmet waiting for me.
Awesome. Awesome to the max. I mean, I'm beginning to look like a warrior. Not gonna lie, I look pretty good, pretty sweet. A floating rock, oh my god, the rock. The rock that started this war. Probably, I don't know.
Back on the right track, a horde of rotten fell awaited me. Their attacks coming one after another in tight coordination.
Oh! No. Yeah, well, I'm done with that. So let's just go home. I don't want to die again. Unnecessary.
Eager to deliver her spindle, I was immediately shushed and told to get on with it. So I did, carefully placing it in the workshop and spinning up what linen I could.
That's a big old mushroom head.
Head and spore, the whole shebang.
Hey, could you upgrade some of my stuff, maybe?
Of course he can. But how about a watering can instead? Thank you very much.
And where does thy retrieve the crucible? Oh, it's over there.
The crucible was needed to craft a smelter, and it happened to be next on my list.
Think I know where I'm going. Hey,
Yeah, do not alt tab while standing on a ledge when alt is bound to your dodge roll.
The exploration and discovery part is the absolute best. That's the most fun.
I suspect it's directly linked to me being an absolute baboon in terms of crafting so far. I found some copper ore on the way, but as it took a lot of extra swings with the pickaxe to extract just one piece of copper, my patience quickly wore thin.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough. For what? Enough? I don't know. I just gathered it for the sake of it.
It was enough. Everybody thinks so.
That's a perfect fishing spot.
So I cast my line.
Ooh, I see a fishy. Okay. There's a fishy. Take the bait.
Hooking a fish proved difficult.
What?
And it took a long time before the first one came to bite. A very long time.
Ooh.
Finally snagged, I worked the rod left and right to tire the bugger out. And just when I thought I had him...
There we go. I'm getting it. The fish escaped. Why? No. Da-da. Da-da.
Finally, after 12 hours of fishing...
There we go. Come on. We'll take it.
And we'll take some of that tainted water, please. A Flameborn grows thirsty. I was really close to where the blacksmith had said the crucible would be. And right next to it, clay and spades.
Going deep into the mountain.
Luckily, I came to my senses and abandoned that idea. The crucible looked heavily guarded. The scavengers clearly didn't want me to unlock smelting. It would turn me into a metal god, no doubt.
Bang the dong of war.
That is gong, not dong. Anyway.
Didn't work. A note? Listen, you lazy brutes. Our leader, Sameth, demands we dig more elixir wells. This would give us all the elixir we would ever need. It will be dangerous work, but the risk is surely worth it. Dig, you fools, or face the wrath of Sameth.
Sameth seemed to suffer from the affliction of middle management.
Get down here.
Should have asked him to stay. I took a few hits, but it wasn't too bad a start. Sure was a substandard finish, though.
Can we actually kill this fool now? Please.
I fought the elite bozo again. Well, I mainly blocked.
I'm getting slaughtered.
Quite literally. I made sure to rest up, ate a meat stick, sipped from the old water skin, then headed back out again. But after almost dying to this insignificant bozo, I thought it best to head back to camp for a relaxing goat seduction.
Hi there, little friend. Oh, you're so woolly. Pick up. Yeah, why not? Common goat. Yeah. Hey, I got a goat for you. There we go.
Emily insisted that my new goat needed food for some reason, so I braided a feeder and threw together a nice dish of goat feed.
For you, my friend. That's for you.
Goaty the goat looked at peace, which meant I could sail back and collect the crucible. But first, a skinny dip without the skinny. Then a plain old bozo, and an issue with depth perception.
Oh no. It was on the other level.
Somehow I avoided aggro, sneaking into the caves through an alternative entrance. However, a failed grapple attempt later and he was yet again after my lucky charms.
Just you try and get me. Oh, the rat is gonna get him. Go rat, go rat. What the fuck? Oh my god. I released the controls. I didn't think he could jump. I didn't think he could jump like that. Wah! Again, with the jump.
Relentless, his Air Jordans had me running through half the mine shaft before I eventually hit a dead end. I then applied my usual stratagem, a mindless charge, and he drove me out again. We shared a good mudding together, but no amount of dirt could solve our differences. Anyway, I managed to evade him for now, climbed a few steps, battled with the locals, and practiced my defenses.
Trying to get better at parrying.
Parrying was still one of my weak points, but I managed to kill a guy. Yep, I can still kill people, it works. I just don't know what the problem is with that other bozo. Sameth's greed had riled up the boys, and spurred on a mutiny when Sameth unwisely refused to share the elixir.
Yeah, rebellion, baby.
Sharing is caring, a mind dweller's catchphrase.
This is a big mine.
The mine was a maze. I couldn't find the crucible, and I unfortunately ran into this potato again. I'm allergic to potatoes, for your information.
I parried him.
For my non-Swedish friends, this loosely translates to get help. Very fitting, but I shan't be needing it. Though I most certainly do. A detour looked friendlier than revisiting the mine, and this tower looked pretty cool. It was also a great way to delay further embarrassing subjugations, and dominating the tower with my movement skills turned out to be a good choice.
Alright, cool. Warrior chest. 28. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Also, stamina.
A little less health though. I seemingly need both. As you can see, I got the slim fit version. It was properly glued to my chest. Rain could only mean one thing. It was now a stealth mission. At least for a while.
No. Oh, shoot. Yeah, perfect.
Finally a lucky break.
Am I going the wrong way? Yeah. At least I think I was going the wrong way.
I finally got to use my merciless attack.
Boom! My first merciless attack. What if you could crouch up and down in rapid succession over the corpse of an enemy? My god.
It was now day 44 and no crucible in sight. But after setting off this minefield, I finally got somewhere. Somewhere I'd been before.
Search this area. Okay, I was here before. Oh my god, I just missed it. The crucible. We got it.
I returned it to Anders and told him the whole story. He wasn't impressed.
Quit whining, Flameborn.
To my disappointment, this wasn't the end of it.
Smelter. Fired brick.
That was a whole lot of work just to still not be able to assemble the smelter. There was no recipe for fired brick in the charcoal kiln either, so I clearly needed something else before I could start refining clay into bricks. Next up, waking up a carpenter, because these survivors are nothing more than their profession to me. I somehow needed to get over this enshrouded lava, which, you know, I've had some bad experiences with. I began by scaling the rim, knocking over one or two fallen fell.
What if you could crouch up and down in rapid succession over the corpse of an enemy? My god. I don't need to fight you. I choose my own battles. That's right. Oh, what is that? A glowing vegetable. Ready to be digested. Kind of looks like one of those big flowers in the elixir wells. But on top? Well, I'm not gonna stand here not finding out. Aim for the bushes.
It was relatively unguarded, just the odd beetle or two. Cutting at its core with my scythe took a long time. I wasn't sure I'd even get it down this way, until I remembered the axe. One swing later, it crumbled.
It was one of those. The only good bug is a dead bug. Right, that cleared up a whole chunk of the shroud, I think.
The dissipation was quite local. I was quickly enshrouded again while jumping over to the docks on the other side.
I love the aesthetics of this of the shroud. I just do. It's mysterious, and I like mysterious.
The land of Morwenna promised unique equipment, so I stuck around, snooping.
Hello? Hey there, buddy. Yeah, dying, doing what you love. Drinking.
An evening drink has never killed anybody. Until now.
Balance on the beam.
A sweet grapple, another balancing act, topped off with a somersault.
A quick and easy pick job, and we get a paper lantern. Huh. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm happy.
That's a lie. I've been hoping for a pair of new boots.
There it is. Our target. for the day.
Right at the outskirts of the village was our ancient vault, and supposedly our dreaming carpenter, so we had limited time for this awakening.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any stamina. All the time with the stamina. Bam! Merciless.
Pressed for time, I avoided as many insects as possible, but they weren't really the main issue.
What the fuck is that? Whoa, I'm burning! Ah! Ah!
Out of my sight's reach, she got the bow treatment.
Ah!
Her homing missiles were quite the nuisance, but I bet she felt the same way about an arrow or two straight to the face.
Flame Sanctum? Am I not in the correct... Oh my god, I'm way off. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
A tussle with the second Banshee, a time transplant, and I figured I might as well grab the spark while I was here. So a few homemade explosives later, and...
Oh, No way, I'm at the right place. You look old and wrinkly and disgusting. Boom! Headshot! Aerated Banshee gel. Oh, I need that. I need that. Kate Hawthorne, good to meet you, mate. I haven't really met you, but, you know, good to have you. Good to have you on the quest. Advanced Rake. Oh my god. So advanced. So advanced for you. Advanced Glider. Goats!
At this point, everything seemed to excite me.
You know what? I'm just gonna try and put down one of these. I have no idea if that's gonna work.
It worked splendidly. You could even deactivate it for a portable fast travel situation.
Increase your follower amount and flame level. A flame on!
Installing my new Cade furniture bumped my level to 8.
Yee-hoo!
He went to sleep right away, which, you know, fair enough. He's only been napping for the last 3,000 years or so.
Welcome. This is my home. This is my house. You're welcome.
Cade needed a table saw to work, but he had something far more interesting. The advanced glider. Naturally, I was missing shroud sacks, a whole 8 of them. He also had the kiln we'd need for firing clay. Balthazar had an unexpected epiphany. His old mortar had been lost, and he needed me to retrieve it over at Lone Thistle. I established Cade's quarters right next to Emily's and hung up the paper lantern for some extra coziness. I don't know if that was the cause of insomnia, but...
Is this a conference call? Go to bed. Hey! Shut up!
Blackie had a new set of items, and the Valiant Shield caught my eye. I just needed linen, bone meal, and more linen. Then the shield was mine. I didn't really need the bone meal, and salvaging the old shield gave me a whopping 153 runes. I had a magnificent stack of clay in one of my non-magical chests. I grabbed a handful of nuts too, then went over to Cade, purchased the kiln, and put it down. Low on logs and nowhere near ready for a clay firing spree, I went maniacally chopping. I didn't see why one of my survivors couldn't be doing this for me. I guess they're busy sleeping and grunting. I cut down so many trees that I chipped away at my axe durability and was left with my bare hands. I then fired up the kiln for a minimum of 50 bricks, planted flax seedlings for additional linen production, and while they germinated, went to see about that mortar.
Assault him from above.
Bam! It backfired, and I got assaulted from the front. Well, I got him down, but his pack of canines did me dirty. Back again, the same thing happened. Oh, what? It started raining mid-flight, draining my stamina. You can imagine what that led to.
That's 3 quick deaths in a relatively short period of time.
I sound proud of this. Why do I sound proud?
I'm the master.
My cadavers weren't going to scooch off in any hurry, so I took a peek inside a nearby cave instead. Arachnids obviously flourished in this environment, but so did beautiful luminous growth. I figured the copper pickaxe would be the next great thing. No idea if it would increase the yield per swing, but one could assume. The red shroud should probably have been my indication to stay away from this path. But back when I was new and deep into World of Warcraft, sneaking through high-level areas was a huge part of the fun for me.
What? Ah! Oof. Scared the bejesus out of me. And you attack the... You just attack the air, and I die.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I had enough of this.
Die.
And I got my bodies back.
A blue kind of shroud thing? Blue?
Da-da-be-da-ba-ba.
Right, finally on the road again. Oh, literally. I'm a clay miner. I've got numerous concerns all over Embervale.
I thought it important to restock.
You reach the Alchemist Tower, search his basement to find his laboratory. Okay. Are those shroud boars?
These are no ordinary boars. These are shroud hogs.
What? Does the boar have projectiles?
It's a shroud hog. Of course it's gonna have projectiles. What do you think? It's not gonna have projectiles?
What do you have for me? Corrupted boar tusk. Shroud sack. I'm pretty sure I needed shroud sacks. Awesome. So if we see any more boars, kill them.
Kill more of everything, why don't you? One swift null and void of this wall, and I reached Lone Thistle. It was teeming with Shroud decus, which, superbly, also coughed up Shroud sacks, though they had grown in a suspiciously back-protective pattern, and there was, again, very little time for fighting these plants. This basement also got a pretty quick note from me. I hesitated to read the notes as I was being bombarded by exploding spores, but I didn't want to miss any clues. It mentioned two things: a sword, and the man buried with it. Treasure, I presumed. From what I could see, this house was the only source of light nearby, and I was pleased to find it offered a safe haven from the Shroud. I was running on about a minute's worth of time.
Lucky, 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 lucky.
As it so happened, this was the alchemist's famous basement lab, and it was sealed tight. There was nothing on floor number 2, except for a few tiny footsteps above.
Why am I not surprised? Rodents.
Scaling floor by floor, I reached the sky bar and saw a note from our mutual benefactor. Balthazar wanted to dabble in the arts of gliding, a feat mastered by Plate not 48 days ago. The quest log assured me the door opening mechanism would be somewhere in the tower. A level below, I found a battlement, and across the canyon, a flame shrine.
Oh, I should, shouldn't I?
I really should, but first...
This was not a good idea. Perhaps such a bewildered and unusual implementation of my button causes more issues than anticipated.
He was at least aware of the slight he'd caused me, and I accepted his apology as I pushed the button. Before sailing over to the flame shrine, I ran down, grabbed the mortar, and glided over for the spark. All that was left to gobble up was the unique equipment, and judging by the note from earlier, it would be a tasty sword. I discovered each unique equipment quest had its own log entry, rewarding experience if you collect the whole set, and I was spot on. A sword was waiting for me.
Partake in ethical grave digging.
One of my favorite recreational activities.
I'm guessing we just dig. But where?
Over by this grave, I noticed shimmering particles seeping through the dirt.
Oh, something is actually down here. Search. Ah, shroud spores. Boo.
But the grave just adjacent.
Oh, what's this? What? I found it. Hail Scourge. One-headed item. Sword. One-headed sword. Melee weapon. Level 11 out of 15, damage 26.
But with a couple of upgrades, it'd probably be sick.
Yeah. My mortar, you brought it with you. Didn't cause you any trouble, right? Please place it in our base for me, will you? Do I need to grab your box?
No, because through grit and perseverance, they triumphed over this mighty threshold. At first, the mortar only looked like a disappointing cosmetic, but it was physically required to unlock some of the alchemist's new recipes. After having sorted my inventory, I upgraded Hail Scourge to its maximum level, and it was crazy good. To be perfectly honest, I had no idea. I felt kinda lost progression-wise.
I think we got a new contender. It's not a contender. I think we got a new weapon. Bam. Look at Sting! Made by the elves, you know.
My clay had now been refined into bricks, so I crafted the smelter.
Could you move, sir? You're totally in the way.
With him out of the way, I put it down.
Which means I can make copper bars, but I need charcoal and copper ore.
Emily, bless her kind and tender soul, wanted to cook for the fellowship. Only problem was, she'd given away her one and only kettle.
Maybe we can ask for it back. Emily, are you a degifter?
There's nothing so vile as a degifter. With more and more unique materials, I made a quick stop in the Shroud for some active mycelium and crafted 2 small magical chests. And I'd been thinking of adding a water source for quite some time at this point. I didn't really find a fitting container for this, but one can probably fashion one's own. I at least crafted 3 watering cans so I could haul back a little bit of water. Last on the item list needed to upgrade the flame again was the scavenger matron helmet.
Quick stack station. Used to transfer items from your backpack to matching magic chest stacks nearby. Alright, yeah, let's do that. What did I need? I needed goo from the alchemist.
Goo was first unlocked by making a bit of bug dust.
Oh, immediately unlocked it. Shroud mushroom. Revelwood shroom.
That made for an interesting shopping list. Shrooms and the matron helmet. The helmet, coincidentally, would be rewarded alongside a new grapple hook upgrade.
Seek out their camp and smite them down to unlock an improved tool. An improved tool? Oh, it's a grappling hook. Let's go get the improved grappling hook.
You had me at improved grapple hook. I soared off in the direction of Scavenger's Hill and arrived at nightfall.
Don't mind me. I'm mining outside your base.
They did mine though.
Whoop. Okay, someone's pissed. Fine, I'll let your flint be. Whoa! Oh my god, he's huge. I think he's carrying the helmet that I want. Do we take care of these guys first? I think we do, right? I think we do.
Taking care of the variables first kept me from getting ambushed.
Boom. Big man? Are you a big man? Where's the big man? Where did the big man go? There's the big man. There it is. Whoop. Oh, 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 whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just go into the fire. Go into the fire. Oh, I'm taking damage. Am I dead? I'm probably dead, right?
His exploding flasks of farts did quite a bit of damage.
You better not teabag me. I'm just gonna go straight in. I'm just gonna try and avoid his poison if it's possible.
It was more possible than I could have imagined. Hail Scourge's ridiculous damage output combined with my special attack helped a ton.
It's super effective! What if you could crouch up and down in rapid succession over the corpse of an enemy? My god. What do we get? We get the Scavenger Matron helmet. Boom. Legendary runes. Misfortune Maze. I think I've had that before, but look at this.
Boots and a legendary chest piece. Though, for now, I'd keep the Slim Fit outfit. When I returned home, the Flame got its upgrade. This, among other things, increased the Shroud passage level to 3. So I would probably be able to retrieve the one body of plate still floating around in the red Shroud. Thinking I could farm the Scavenger Matron for some cool gear, and I think you can, I went back, but he hadn't respawned yet. Instead, I hunted for spores and landed right next to this big mushroom head, which turned out to be the right head, giving me the mushrooms I needed. While lingering in the Shroud, I got to use a channeling healing spell. It was pretty supreme, and adventuring this hard almost ran me out of time. I barely made it out unscathed. Home again, I made bug dust and refined it into goo to acquire the quick stack station, another lovely addition to update 8. Once placed, it magically sorted materials from my inventory into their respective stacks in nearby magical chests. Simply glorious.
Huh. Nice. This is good.
I filled up my watering cans, killed a few fowl.
What if you could crouch up and down in rapid succession over the corpse of an enemy? My god.
And reached level 9 while jumping down into an elixir well. It was rather inhospitable. I died to a banshee, then to a swarm of bugs, then burned to a crisp in that very same well. By the way, we're not done. I died again, this time to a group of fowl. I was just too weak, stupid, and perhaps underleveled. So, I died again. I finally gave that up, went home, and started digging out my new watering hole. I severely underestimated how much water those cans could haul, so I had to expand the hole right away.
Taking a dip in my pool. Taking a dip in my pool.
That's going to be it for this video.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel bad because the game had started to ramp up nicely, and I did go back to that elixir well for seconds, which did not pan out at all. But I'm also glad I stopped here. This game might well deserve a 100% playthrough when it releases later this fall. So until then,
eat your vegetables.